All right, guys. So for any of you that follow me, you'll know that I talk a lot about Bing ads as being like probably the best way to do your PPC. So I've had some requests lately to actually make a video on this. This is going to go, I'm going to go into way greater detail in our online course, Real Estate Marketing Mastery. But I did want to give you guys a quick overview of how this works and why it's so effective. Because I genuinely think Bing is better than Google to run your ads on. It's just cheaper. There's less competition, but there's still enough search volume for you. Like a lot of people think, oh, well, people don't use Google or people don't use Bing. Well, okay, well, you won't be spending enough money to take up the entire 9% of the search engine market, which is Bing and Yahoo, which Microsoft owns. So there is enough search for you. Trust me on that. I do Google and Bing. And this video, we're just going to focus on Bing. However, like the one thing you got to understand is that they're almost the exact same in how you create an ad. You can literally take your Google ads and you can import them into Bing. You can't, at least from what I've tried, you can't do it in the opposite way. But yeah, Microsoft has basically copied Google on how they run these ads. So before we get started, just to show you what this looks like, if I go, here you go, foreclosures in Vancouver. This is our website here, yvrcribs.com. So that's my ad right there. Now, why is search ads better than SEO? Because you get results right away, and it's predictable, it's scalable. All the things we're teaching in our course is how to create an automated online lead generation machine. And like with ads, you can get to the front of the page all the time. It takes years and years to build SEO. This is a shortcut and it's predictable. So like if I search for foreclosures in Vancouver, maybe even I'll pop up condos for sale in Vancouver. Basically, I'm going to pop up on, here we are on the bottom of the front page this time. Basically, I'm going to pop up on mostly the front page, depending on how much you're bidding, almost anytime someone searches for that stuff. So, and then you're going to pay every time they click on you. And we're getting about 40 cents a click on Bing. We're getting about $1.10 on Google. It just depends on kind of the keyword as well, but it's less competitive. It's less expensive, but I just want to show you what these ads actually mean. So when people search for stuff on Bing, you can show up at the top just by paying for it. So yeah, it can be a great value if you have like great lead capture on your website and all that kind of stuff. You can capture a lot of good leads because the type of people that are searching for condos for sale in your city are typically the type of people that are actively looking for properties. And it's different than Facebook ads where you're putting ads in front of people who aren't necessarily actively looking for whatever you're selling. You're just putting your ads in front of them because you think they might be interested in it based on their location, based on their age or their other demographics or things like that. So anyway, just some things to understand here, guys, how these ads work. Basically, you bid on phrases that people are likely to type into Google or Bing to get your ads above the organic search results. And as you can see, a lot of people, now this is my big theory with Bing, is the user base of Bing is less sophisticated on the internet than the user base of Google. Most internet savvy, computer savvy people use Google. We know that. Okay. You probably do too. The people that use Bing are the people that buy a Microsoft computer and use Internet Explorer as their default browser, and Bing is their default search engine. And they are more likely to click on the top search results, which they maybe don't know are ads. Whereas on Google, most people know that they're ads and they'll skip right down to the actual search results. Right. And then I think those people are actually more susceptible to giving you their information online and more susceptible to lead gen tactics. So anyway, that's how these ads work. There's a couple types of ads on Bing. There's 3 on Google. There's 2 on Bing. But there's dynamic search ads, and then there's expanded text ads. So expanded text ads are what you see here. Like this one. It's basically a pretty standardized ad. Now, dynamic search ads, and you should create both, and I'll show you how to do this. Dynamic search ads, actually, you can put in a bunch of different headlines, and depending on what the person searches, your ad will change based on that search. So like if I put in, I don't know, Vancouver condos for sale, instead of saying Vancouver property search, it would say Vancouver condo search or something like that. And you can put in a bunch of things that will actually change. Actually, this is one of the dynamic ones because it says all Greater Vancouver listings. So that is one of the dynamic search tags. I don't always have that in there, so it's going to depend on what people actually search. So those are the two types of ads, dynamic and expanded text. Another thing that's important to note is site link extensions. You'll see these on some ads here. These are site link extensions right here. So popular links, if you're looking for, and you can set these up quite easily, but these actually do really well as far as click-through rates. So someone sees, okay, condos for sale, and then I can say all condos by city, or featured assignments. What I like to do is put different sub areas in there, or different cities. So like it'll be like all Vancouver condos for sale, and then I'll say condos in downtown, or condos in East Van, or condos in Mount Pleasant, or wherever else. So those are what site link extensions are. Those are really important to set up. They will tell you how to set them up. It's actually really easy. I'll show you. But those are important to have. They're not always going to show up, but when they can show up, they will. Keyword matching. So how do you actually search for, how do you actually set this up so that your ad will show on certain searches? So essentially, you're going to match keywords by either broad, phrase, or exact match. So trying to get lost in this, but broad just means if I put homes for sale, Bing is going to basically show your ad whenever anyone searches for something at all related to homes for sale. So it could be like homes for sale in a different city, or a different area far, far away, or something like totally different. It could say, I've had search results come up for like MLS listings 4412 Remax, and it's just like nothing to do with what you're actually your ad is actually about. So broad match can actually leave you paying for a lot of clicks on search terms that aren't very relevant for you, because it matches such a broad level. Phrase match is, say if you want to match the phrase condos for sale in Vancouver, it'll show your ad to all search queries that are similar to that. So like Vancouver condos for sale in Vancouver, BC, condos for sale, Vancouver, Vancouver condos in Vancouver, like any of those basically phrases, it will essentially show your ad based on that one phrase that you actually entered. So it'll find everything really close. And that's what we're going to focus on here, because that's essentially what you want to use. And then you can use exact match, where it'll only show your ad if people make an exact search of that phrase. So that's keyword matching. That's how you basically get your ad out there. And you basically only pay every time someone clicks on it. But depending on the search query and how popular it is and how many other advertisers are bidding on that search query, it's going to depend on how much it costs per click. Like Vancouver Realtor, for example, is very competitive, and like Seattle Realtor isn't. Basically, the city then Realtor is always competitive. So if you want to be at the very, very top of the search, and you want to get clicks on that search term, you're probably going to end up paying like $2.50 per click, right? So it really depends on the search term how much you're going to pay. Now, when you're optimizing your keywords here, there's a couple things you want to do. You generally want to start with phrase match, and you want to start with a lot of different keywords. And then you're going to go in and you're going to look at what people are actually searching for. And then you're going to start adding negative keywords. So typically how this works is you look at what people are actually searching for and what you've been paying to rank on. And then you can start adding negative keywords. And negative keywords typically are like different cities that you don't want your ad showing up in. So you'll find that your ad has been showing to people who are searching for condos for sale in a different city entirely. And then you can add that one city name as a negative keyword, so that if anyone types that keyword, your ad won't show up. So it's basically limiting the amount of money you're spending on bad keywords. And this takes time. It's a process. It's optimization. Where most people fail on PPC is they don't actually go and like take the time to optimize this stuff on an ongoing basis. They just kind of set it up and leave it and forget about it. But it takes weeks and weeks of looking back at your ads and optimizing them. They will work well right away. They will. But it takes time to actually fully optimize it to make sure you're not spending money on bad keywords. Also, keyword pausing. So there's going to be some, like we had paused some recently, like homes for sale and MLS listings, because so many people were searching MLS listings, but it doesn't mean that they were actually looking for that in the areas that you want them to be. It's not as specific. Okay. So sometimes you'll find that these keywords you've been paying for just aren't giving you the amount of leads that you want, and you can just pause them. So I just want to cover some basics there. Let's go into the campaign management here. So I've set up a bunch of different ads in here. You'll see on the right or on the left-hand side, I have a seller campaign and a buyer campaign. So essentially, these are all the cities around Vancouver that we want to rank under. And then I have a more general Vancouver ad. So that's the Vancouver residential here. And that's the one we just saw on Bing. So it's like Vancouver property search, live LMS search, updated listings, 24/7. We make sure the URL looks good, like ybrcribs.com/search/Vancouver. And then you have all this text below, like live MLS feed, update every 5 minutes, 100% free sign up, search for closers, new listings, and request a list of recent solds in your area. Recent sold in your area. Oh, there you go. I just found a typo. Let me fix that. See, optimization. So, yeah, you'll see our cost per click on these two ads, 41 cents, 42 cents. So pretty awesome, especially compared to Google. But this is a more general Vancouver ad. And then if someone basically takes the same search query, but does it in a different city, say North Vancouver, then I'll see a different ad. It'll say North Van property search, live MLS search, update listings 24/7. So you want there to be continuity in whatever you're doing. Like if people search for North Van Homes, they want to see an ad that says North Van Homes. And then when they click on that ad, it should go to your website to North Van Homes. Okay? Now, this is really important, guys. Like I cannot stress this enough. Why you need to have, let me just sign out here. Okay, cool. Now that I'm signed out, I'll show you what this looks like. So if I'm an end user, you got to think of it this way. And I search for North Van Homes, and then I click on an ad that says North Van property search. And then I end up on a page that says search North Vancouver real estate. There's continuity in between each step. So I'm likely to stay on this page and actually look at properties, click on them, and then boom, I'm going to get forced lead captured right there. They can't do anything. They can't go anywhere. They have to put in their information to look at these properties. And a lot of times they do, because that's what they're interested in, North Van homes for sale, right? So there has to be continuity. If someone searches North Van properties and your ad comes up Vancouver properties, and then they end up going to this ad right here, and it's like, oh, why? Well, I searched for North Vancouver and all these properties are in Vancouver. What's up with that? They might just leave right away, right? That's how people work on the internet. It's like speed dating. Oh, this doesn't work for me. Next. And then Google and Bing notice that this person went here and then left right away. And that gives your ad a bad relevancy score, and they stop showing it as much because they think your ad is misleading. So it's important to take the time, and this can take a lot of time, but it's really worth it to invest in setting up like a North Van ad or a New West ad, Coquitlam ad, like all the cities you really want to rank under. Just copy the same ad, but change the headlines, change the link so that wherever they're clicking, it goes to, oh, search Coquitlam when I click on a Coquitlam ad, and it has a photo of Coquitlam, like a landmark in that area, right? Burnaby here. I click on a Burnaby ad. It goes to Burnaby, and it's a photo of Burnaby, and it says Burnaby, and then it says new Burnaby listing. So it's like there's a continuity to it, right? So this is really important on your website to have this stuff set up well. For us, like I also change it so that the search bar here also has it defaulted to Burnaby, so that if I don't go down here and look at Burnaby listings and I do click search, then all I see is Burnaby. And then I click on one, boom, I get lead captured. Oh, I want to see that information on Burnaby. So that's just basic PPC like fundamentals that you should know. So yeah, essentially you want to have a few different ad types. Foreclosures are a big one too. A lot of people are searching for foreclosures. So I have Vancouver foreclosures, bank-owned properties, search foreclosed homes. Click on this. Where does it go? It goes to a page with a big foreclosure sign. It says search Greater Vancouver foreclosures. It says new foreclosure listings. So if I click this search button, I only get 121 properties in all of Greater Vancouver. Why? Because my search is defaulted to just foreclosures. So continuity, really, really important point here. Okay. Now let's actually get into how to actually make these ads. So if I go to Vancouver Residential, this is my more generic Vancouver one. You just go down here and you hit create ad. You can click between expanded text or responsive. You're going to want to create both. So you can make them very similar, but you're going to want to create both. But if I go in here and just show you guys what this looks like, Feel free to copy some of this language. I think I've spent a lot of time on this, and this works really well, and we've tested this a lot. But the city property search, live MLS search, updated listings 24/7, live MLS feed. Just keep pumping in things that you think people are interested in. Make the URL look nice. Now, if I go to the responsive ad, this is really cool. So you can put in all these different headlines here. So live MLS, updated listings, listings updated every 5 minutes, search Vancouver condos, search Vancouver houses, save your search criteria, 14,682 homes for sale, live MLS property search, live air cribs search result. So this, depending on what people search, it's going to show them different headlines, okay, to try to match up with what their search is. So this is really important. Like, I think that stating the number of homes for sale is a great headline that is seeming to get a lot of traction, but Google and Bing will optimize this stuff for you automatically. So if that headline is getting a lot more clicks, it'll start showing that headline more often. Okay. And then same thing down here, like live MLS feed, 100% sign up, save search. So just add a bunch of wording in there that has keywords in it that you're trying to rank for. And it just looks clickable, right? And you can always adjust this stuff as you go. But I just want to give you a snapshot of what that's like. Then you click save and you create your ad. Okay. So now you've created your ad. First, you create your ad set under a campaign, obviously. Like these are all campaigns or ad groups in here, this buyer, and then these are different ads. So anyway, that's one. Then there's a couple things you want to do here. On the navigation menu or panel here, you want to start adding your keywords. So you can kind of just go, I like to just go left to right. So you start with your ad. Okay, then you add your keywords. Okay. So let me just zoom out a bit here. Go away. Anyway, so you'll see here that all the keywords that I've added. So we started with like houses for sale, and our match type was broad at first. Okay. So what you can do here, you'll see we had 177 clicks. Sometimes you want to do that at first to get an idea of what people are searching. So then you can go details and you can go selected for the search terms, and it'll show you on that, for that keyword that you're trying to rank under, it'll show you all of the things people were searching for. And see, there's a lot of things in here like homes for sale, Cumberland, BC. That's not where we are, right? Homes for sale by Tony Ball, Surrey, BC. It's like, that's another realtor, and that's in Surrey where we're not trying to rank. Houses for sale, Cornwall, Ontario, right? So even though our ad's only showing up to people in our area here locally, you can choose your locations. Sometimes people are searching for houses for sale in different cities. That's why you don't want to do broad, okay? I would always recommend phrase. And you can simply change that in here to broad, phrase, or exact. So when you, and I'm pausing those, right? That's just part of the learning process. So you basically want to go through and you want to put all the search terms in here you can. But the thing with the broad is it makes you learn what people are actually searching for. Like cheap houses is a really popular search query. So we now have that, and we get pretty good results on that, as you can see. 19 clicks, 9% click-through rate. Vancouver apartments for sale. Vancouver real estate, condos for sale in Vancouver, real estate Vancouver, real estate listings, Vancouver homes for sale. So kind of go through MLS listings in Vancouver, Vancouver condos for sale, condos in North Vancouver. I'm actually going to pause that one. So yeah, like originally we put all these different search queries in for different cities, and then found out it was actually performing a lot better when we created entirely separate ads for them. But you can do it this way where you have like the other cities in here as well. Say I want to do Richmond, Coquitlam, Burnaby, West Vancouver, North Vancouver in here. You can do that as long as you have good site links in your ads. So site links live in ad extensions, which are what I talked to you about earlier. These things here, these are site links. So if you have these site links in place, you could actually put in like condos for sale in different cities and have those cities as site links, and those site links will show up. So then I'll say Vancouver condos for sale, but Burnaby condos, New West condos, Coquitlam condos. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, you basically want to bring up your site links here. What I've done now is I've segmented this out. So for my Vancouver ad, I just put site links in here for different neighborhoods. So it'll be like search Kitsilano, search downtown, search Cole Harbor, and all this kind of stuff. So that's what I would recommend, is creating site links for actual neighborhoods. We find those perform much, much better. So yeah. Um, anyway, let's go back into keywords here. If you're finding a keyword is something you don't want, like say I go back here and I go details and I go search terms, there's going to be things in here that give you good, like here's a perfect one, Bowen Island. So I don't want this showing up for Bowen Island at all. So I can go click the little tick box here and go add as negative keyword. Let's see what else I can find in here. Evansville. Don't even know where that is. Basically, you're going to look for words that you don't want to be ranking. Now, I've already done this for a lot of these because this was a while ago. But here's one, for example, Evansville and Bowen Island. So I can add these as negative keywords. And you want to use phrase match. So anything that has Bowen Island in it or Evansville, I don't want my ad to show up for those. Okay. So then you can apply these negative keywords so that your ad will not show up if people search for those things, right? Makes sense? You can also make a list of negative keywords. I'm not going to go into that now and just upload it into all your different ads, which is here. I have a big location exclusions list that'll basically exclude my ads from anything that if people search for like anything in a different city or whatnot. So anyway, that's keywords. I hope that makes sense. This is a constant process. The last thing you want to do here, guys, is set a bid. I like to bid 51 cents as a standard. A lot of people leave it at 50, so you want to bid a bit higher. This is just going to bring your ad a little bit higher in the search, the higher you bid. But you're going to want to click on these and say, sometimes it'll give you a recommendation. Like surface above all other ads, 773 has to be your bid. So you got to be willing to pay a lot to get to the very, very, very top. But you don't need to be at the very top. You'll get clicks without that. Here's a good example. Condos for sale in Vancouver, BC. So right now I'm at 79 cents. But if I want to be above all organic search results, so basically what this means is, where are we? Yeah. Basically what this means, if I move this to 86 cents, which I will here, now instead of showing up like we are down here, where are we here? So this is our ad. Instead of showing up at the bottom of the first page below all the search results, now because I just increased my bid, I'm more likely to show up at the top of the page, and you'll get more clicks for that search result. So it just so happens that that's actually the search result that I used here. So I upped that bid, and now I'll show up a little bit higher. The reason is that's a great search result. We want people to click on us that are searching exactly that. So that's more of a valuable keyword to me. So I want to increase the bid on that. I'm willing to pay a little bit more money to get people to click on that specific ad, okay? Okay, now what else can I show you here? Audiences is a new one, guys. I was speaking with Bing the other day, and this is something they just added. Google's had it for a little while. But basically, you can add an audience. Now, what is an audience in here? I'm not going to go through this all right now, but basically, you can search for people like homeowners. I've already added all this stuff, but you can go into the audiences and you can create an audience, and you'll see them here. But like real estate, land and acreage properties, real estate listings. These are essentially people that Google and Bing have been tracking on the internet and have already been searching for those types of things. So it's going to try to show your ads to the type of people that have been searching for real estate listings online, or are homeowners, for example, and have been searching for land and acreage properties, real estate listings, residential properties, all this kind of stuff. So you basically want to like add these audiences in, and it's going to prioritize your ad to people that have already been kind of doing the behaviors you're looking for on the internet. So looking for properties, essentially, right? So that's another thing you want to add in here, is just all the ones you can find that are related to real estate sales, real estate listings. There is one in there for homeowners as well that you want to put on the seller at focused ad. But in this instance, I'm just going to focus on buyers, because buyers is like usually who you want to target online. It's harder to target people that are selling their home, because usually people that are selling their home just start their search by searching for new homes, right? That's why like a lot of people are trying to rank to find sellers, and they try to rank under Vancouver Realtor, and it's just really expensive. Like I think I have that in here. Realtor Vancouver, BC. Yeah. So in order for me to rank on that one keyword above everyone else, it'd be $18.77. So quite expensive. And you might end up paying a lot of money for people to click on that ad, and they might not even contact you. So it's up to you, but I wouldn't recommend spending a whole whack load of money on like just Vancouver Realtor. Okay, anyway, let's go to ad extensions. Ad extensions, yeah, again, you just want to kind of add all of the extensions for all the different areas in the city you're trying to rank for. Or you can do a more general ad where you do like the main city. So you say like Dallas, Texas listings, and then you can do like site extensions for all the bigger cities around it to keep it simple. I did this the harder way where I did each individual city and then I did neighborhoods in the city. And then the cities around it, I did those cities and then neighborhoods in those cities. So that's the better way to do it. It just takes a lot more time and optimization. Like this took me hours to get all this done, but you can get similar results with a simpler way by just running the one ad and having site link extensions for all the major cities in the area. You're still going to get a lot of hits on that. Yeah, so I think that's mostly what I can show you guys here. As far as distribution, like you're going to want to be on the search network. For location, like, I mean, I do 40 kilometers around our area. Like, I think it's okay to get more broad with this stuff, because if someone 2 hours away is searching for homes in Dallas, then I'm saying Dallas because I was just down there, but say homes in Dallas and they're 2 hours away, like that's okay. Like it's great that someone 2 hours away is looking at homes in Dallas. They might be looking to move. So I think your location can be pretty broad. So yeah, like I wouldn't stress about that too much because you're targeting by search. Whereas Facebook, you might not want to target people who are 2 hours away from wherever you are. But with search, you can, because people often are like moving into that area and they're looking at properties and they want to come meet someone local. And maybe it's a good thing because they're far enough away that they might not know a realtor already. They might not know someone because they don't live locally, right? So I think with your locations, you can get a little more broad. Listen to the recommendations, but don't listen to them too much. When you go over to the recommendations, they're going to recommend you basically spend more money on everything to get more clicks. Obviously, they want to make more money. You're going to get 300 plus more clicks. But yeah, if I spend another $156, thanks. So anyway, yeah, I think that's the fundamentals. I'm trying to think of anything else I can show you right now as far as setting these up. There's other types of extensions here. Now, I'm just trying to think what I can show you. There's like call outs. Call outs are just little, see if I can show, like I have call outs in here. They're pretty simple. They're very similar to some of the other wording in my ad. These are call outs right here. So they're just buzzwords. You can add some call outs in there. It'll make your ad a little thicker when they do show it too. So those are call outs. These are site links. Yeah, you can do like pricing extensions too if you're selling a product, but it's not really relevant for us as realtors. Yeah, so that's really it, guys. Foreclosures is a good one if your website supports this stuff. We get a lot of hits on foreclosures, like, and our cost per, there you go, 25 cents cost per click, because it's not very competitive. Not a lot of people are doing this. And I think foreclosures is a good loop people in and get the conversation started. You know, they go to your website, they search for foreclosures. You can send them more information on foreclosures, which is usually more important than the traditional property, because a lot of foreclosures can have problems. But it's a great way to start the conversation. So yeah, that's a little snippet for me. If you guys haven't already, give me a follow, facebook.com/EricPrestonMarketing. Our Facebook group, which you may already be in if you're watching this, is Real Estate Marketing Mastery. And link to my YouTube channels on there. You're probably already watching this on YouTube though. So anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I'm a big fan of Bing. I'll probably do a video on Google soon, but it'll be very similar to Bing. I'm not going to go into detail step by step on how to do all this stuff. That's what our course, Lead Generation Mastery, is going to be doing under our Real Estate Marketing Mastery brand. We have a course called Lead Generation Mastery, where we teach you how to set up this and Google and your website to basically optimize it for leads and conversions. And by the way, we're getting leads for just a few dollars on our website, and these leads carry a lot of intention. If you followed me and heard me talk about intention behind leads, you'd know that cost per lead is not the best metric. The best metric obviously is cost per conversion. And it's okay to pay $3 a lead instead of $1 a lead if your leads are 10 times better. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope that was of value. Feel free to join my group. Follow me on Facebook. Feel free to even ask questions in the group if you have any questions about this. I'm happy to do my best to help you guys out. Cool. Thanks, guys.